Roseberry Topping is one of the most recognisable landmarks around the Teesside area in the north east of England. For generations it's been a rite of passage for locals to climb to the summit, many families making it an annual tradition to get together at the iconic hill at the foot of the North Yorkshire National Park. Unfortunately, its popularity has come at a cost over the years, and its pathways are now in serious need of extensive repairs. On the path leading up to the summit, erosion scars were over 20 metres wide in places due to footfall and erosion, causing damage to the important upland grass habitats and impacting the appearance of the landscape.
That's why this year, here at the National Trust, we've begun work on 10 walking routes on Roseberry Topping. Working in partnership with the North Yorkshire National Park, we've successfully completed and recently reopened the first path of the project. In this video, you'll find out more about the ongoing project from some of the people involved in repairing Roseberry.
The path network needs extensive restoration to make sure residents and visitors to the area can enjoy this much-loved feature long into the future. The work will help to accommodate the number of visitors who come here to enjoy walking and spending time in nature, whilst repairing environmental and ecological damage and improve access with a better surface.
The pathways are a mix of permissive paths maintained by the National Trust and public footpaths and bridleways, which are the responsibility of the National Park Authority. Each of the paths being worked on has its own unique plan to optimise the path network, with added drainage, steps where required and planting.
Some work will be carried out by specialist contractors and some by the National Trust and Park Authority teams of staff and volunteers. Joel Brookfield, Director of Recreation and Wellbeing at the North Yorkshire National Park Authority, explains the importance of the work and why it's essential that it's carried out now.
The Roseberry Topping is one of the iconic destinations of the North York Moors National Park, and it's incredibly popular. And understandably, popularity means it has an impact on the landscape in terms of many thousands of feet each year going up and down. So it got to a point where the footpath up to the summit was completely degraded and actually quite dangerous in places. And it was the point there that we, as the Access Authority, working with the National Trust as landowners, wanted to put in place a plan which didn't just allow for safer access but also could allow the landscape to heal, because in places a lot of the indigenous grasses and some of the other wildlife had been lost.
Involved in all aspects of the work is our countryside manager, Mark Bradley.
June the 18th was the day the first spade went into the ground. That involved lifting the original path, the stone that was there, and then that was bagged up and ready for the first airlift, and that involved bringing up around about 90 tonnes of stone, new stone, and it also included moving 60 tonnes of stone that was on the top back down, because with it being steeper up at the top, it needed bigger chunks so it would sit into the ground better, and then where it's less steep we could put some of the smaller stuff in. Prior to the work, the path was 25 metres wide in places, with badly scarred and eroded areas. So what we've done is we tried to create a route through that for the path, but then vegetate over either side of that using acidic grass seed mix. We've also used some of the smaller stone that we bagged up at the start to landscape some of the steeper slopes. The key thing in all of this is water management. So what we did was we've put what's called grikes and channels into certain pinch points along the path, which will take the water off in a lot more places than it was doing currently or originally.
This is the starting point of Path 1, which leads you directly up to the summit. Many of you will recognise it as it is the most commonly used route, and before this year it was the most obvious path that needed restoration work.
Now that work is complete on Path 1, the huge positive change is clearly evident. As Europe's largest conservation charity, here at the National Trust we're very aware of the lack of access to heritage, culture and green space for many people. We take pride in our work to restore and care for nature, and one of our priorities is tackling unequal access to nature, beauty and history where people live, and enabling people to take part and feel a sense of belonging. So, with this in mind, what's next for Roseberry Topping?
Within the National Trust we encourage people to get out, enjoy the countryside, but we need to make it safe, and so these footpath improvements are for everyone. So it will be for people walking, it'll be for horse riders on the bridleway, cyclists. So we're just trying to encourage everyone to come out and enjoy the countryside.
Well, it's been a fantastic effort working in partnership with a range of different organisations, and the important thing of that commitment to a simple goal and the fact that everybody was willing to put in all sorts of different resources, time, energy, effort, but also money in order to actually make this happen. And this is no simple undertaking. But that's not the end. The whole point of this is the first bit, and we've got up to 10 paths that we're going to be restoring in and around the Roseberry Topping area, so that we can ensure that Roseberry Topping is accessible to all, that everyone can come and enjoy the beauty, the wonders of the great views that you get on days like this from the top.
Next year we'll see the improvement of 4 further paths. So currently we've just done a design spec for those paths, and that includes sort of measurements where we need drains, and then that goes to planning, and assuming the plans go through, hopefully we will have workmen back on site late April.
The donations and grants received now total around £700,000, which ensures all 10 paths around Roseberry Topping can be repaired. The remaining 9 paths will have the same considered upgrades staggered over the coming years, ensuring this iconic feature in the landscape can continue to be enjoyed and appreciated long into the future.
As we enter the next phase of work on the paths, you can follow all the progress on the Roseberry Topping page of the National Trust website, and we'll be out making more of these short videos to show you how we're playing our part to preserve iconic landmarks and history and deliver access to nature for everyone, forever. Thanks for watching.